Hi friends! In May 2024, we set off on an adventure to explore the beautiful Canadian province of Newfoundland. Our journey began with a ferry ride from North Sydney in Nova Scotia to Port aux Basques in Newfoundland. The forecast called for rain for the next few days, so we drove to the east side of the island to explore the Avalon Peninsula. St. John's is the capital and largest city in Newfoundland and the easternmost city in North America. Signal Hill is a historic site known for the first transatlantic wireless communication in 1901. The views are stunning from here, and it features the iconic Cabot Tower. Cape Spear Lighthouse is at the easternmost point in North America. There are hiking trails all around the lighthouse with beautiful views of the Atlantic Ocean. Vidi village is one of the oldest neighborhoods in St. John's. The heart of the village is a small, sheltered harbor, preserving the look of a traditional fishing village. The drive to Cape Race Lighthouse is about 20 kilometers off the main road. The first half is paved and it winds through a very remote landscape. The second half is a gravel road leading to the lighthouse with more remote landscapes and lovely views of the southeastern coast. The lighthouse was built in 1907 and is one of the most powerful lighthouses in the world. It's 29 meters tall and its powerful light has a range of 24 nautical miles. It is the first point of contact for many transatlantic ships. Powles Head Lighthouse is a lesser-known lighthouse in Newfoundland, close to the town of Ferry. We had a nice little visit there. Here are some lovely views of the town of St. Mary's. Also on the southern tip of the Avalon Peninsula, we found Cape St. Mary's Ecological Reserve. Not only did we see breathtaking ocean views, but also huge seabird colonies. The northern gannets were the most plentiful on the day we visited, but other more knowledgeable bird people saw more species as well. This reserve is one of the most accessible seabird colonies in North America. The town of Dildo gained international fame in 2019 when late-night TV host Jimmy Kimmel humorously ran for mayor of Dildo on his show. This sparked a wave of interest and brought a new wave of tourists and media attention to this lovely little community. How did Heart's Content get its name? The most widely accepted theory is that the name reflects the feelings of the early sailors and fishermen. After navigating the rough and treacherous waters of Trinity Bay, they would reach the sheltered and calm harbor of this town. Here they could safely anchor their boats, and their hearts were content to be in a safe and welcoming place. This boardwalk in Western Bay is a charming attraction, full of colorful and artistic planks. It's a fundraising project to purchase a plank and decorate it with designs, messages, and memorials. The coastal views were lovely along this walk. It was a very peaceful spot to visit. This is the SS Kyle in Harbour Grace. In 1967, the ship broke free from its moorings during a storm and drifted on to the mudflats here in Harbour Grace. It has remained here ever since, partially submerged. Here we are in Brigus, home of the Brigus Tunnel. The plaque at the entrance says that it was built for Captain Bartlett in 1860 to provide easy access to his wharf. It had to be drilled by hand, and it took 4 months to complete. It's one of the main attractions of this lovely town. This shipwreck in Conception Harbour is the SS Bonaventure. In 1942, during World War II, it was grounded due to a severe storm. All crew and passengers were rescued, and the ship was abandoned. Over the years, the wreck has deteriorated, but still provides an opportunity to connect with Newfoundland's maritime history. Here, we're riding our bikes along the Manuel's River Trail in Conception Bay South. Here we are in Flatrock, at the site where the Pope visited in 1984. It was part of his pilgrimage to Canada, aimed at connecting with Catholic communities and celebrating their faith. After exploring the Avalon Peninsula, we headed to the north-central part of the province. This is the Indian River Walking Trail in Springdale. It's very well maintained, with many parts built on boardwalks, particularly in the wetter areas. There's also a glassy beach in this area, if you like that sort of thing. Perry's Harbour is about 40 minutes north of Springdale, and it's where we saw our first iceberg of the trip. Even more lovely than the iceberg is the town itself. The rugged coastline is simply stunning. Falls-Windsor is one of the largest towns in Newfoundland, located along the Exploits River. This river is known for its Atlantic salmon fishing. The Salmonid Interpretation Center is a popular spot to learn about the salmon and enjoy the views of the river. Trinity is one of the most charming towns on the island, well known for its well-preserved historic buildings, painted in traditional Newfoundland bright colors. Elliston prides itself on being the root cellar capital of the world. There are over 130 in the area and were traditionally used to store vegetables through the long winters. Elliston is also well known for its puffin colony and one of the best places in North America to see puffins up close. We were there in early May and didn't see very many. July and August are the best months for seeing them. Here's a little snippet from our last trip in July 2019. We were told that we would see more puffins at the neighboring puffin colony in Bonavista, so we headed there. But the weather was pretty bad and the puffins were out at sea feeding, and we didn't get to see very many there either. Crowhead is a quiet little town on Twilingate Island, and nearby is Long Point's Lighthouse, one of the most iconic landmarks on the island. Twilingate is a very picturesque town and is known as the iceberg capital of the world. We didn't see any icebergs in Twilingate, so we headed to a place where we heard there was one. Brighton. It was the coldest day of our trip, but we were determined to see that iceberg. We climbed to the top of Cobbler's Trail and finally saw it in the distance. Even by drone it was not easy, as it was one of the windiest days of our trip. Brighton is a lovely town. Basque is the first and the last town we see when visiting Newfoundland, as this is where the ferry boat arrives. It was named after the Basque whalers and has a rich maritime history dating back to the 17th century. We met some little friends at the Cape Ray Lighthouse. We later found out that the locals come to this spot to feed them, which is why they seemed so anxious to see us. A unique feature of Cape Anguille Lighthouse is the Bed and Breakfast Inn, located in the former lighthouse keeper's home. Corner Brook is the largest city on the west side of the island. The town was once a stop on the Newfoundland Railway, which operated from the 1800s until it closed in 1988. Just outside of Corner Brook, we found Steady Brook Falls. There are viewing platforms that let you get a close-up look at the falls. Bottle Cove and York Harbour are hidden gems on the west coast of the island. It was one of our favorite places to go and simply enjoy the peaceful views. Not far from York Harbour, we found Copper Mine Falls. These are just a few of the places we visited on our journey. You can find all the individual drone, driving, bikes, and hikes videos in our Newfoundland playlist. Thanks for watching!